Always a difficult task to improve on perfection. Such is the case with the Bundesliga, DFB Pokal and Champions League champions Bayern Munich, as the German outfit continue their pursuits to make reinforcements during the January and summer transfer windows. Hansi Flick had joined Bayern as an assistant but found a way to become a full-time manager after the sacking of Niko Kovac. The Germans started to assemble a great squad, knowing that only a few pieces were required to make this team one of the best sides of the modern era. The signings of Leroy Sané, Marc Roca and Bouna Sarr from Manchester City, Espanyol and Olympique Marseille respectively in the summer can rightly depict his transfer market acumen since taking charge at the Allianz Arena. The Munich-based club looked devoid of ideas on the pitch after a slow start under Kovac, who eventually left the club when results and performances started going from bad to worse. Flick not only brought the belief back to the squad, but he also made this team play high-intensity football that eventually helped them to win games consistently. The German manager signed a 3-year contract with Bayern after assuming the role of their manager in April last year, and made Bayern a dominant force in Germany and beyond. Flick was also successful in getting the best out of senior players who were struggling at the start of the 19-20 season. To name a few, senior figures such as Jerome Boateng, Javi Martinez and Thomas Müller all enjoyed a remarkable campaign last term, which is astonishing considering the fact that they were on the peripheries of the first-team squad in the initial few months of the 19-20 campaign. More importantly, Flick guided the Bavarians to a treble, which is an ultimate success for a manager at a top club, and he earned the respect of the wider footballing community with his methods and his approach to achieve near perfection in terms of tactics and motivation. He managed to achieve what many clubs are yet to experience in their history. The team's hunger hasn't dropped after winning the treble, which is a testament to Flick's style of management. The former Hoffenheim manager deserves the plaudits for completing the continental treble for the second time in the club's history, and it wasn't just the club's winning tradition that he upheld, but also the manner in which he did so. Müller is the main beneficiary of Flick's selections and has rarely been shunted out wide since the German took temporary charge in November 2019. A healthy majority of Bayern supporters have always believed the German international to be the most effective in a more attacking role behind Robert Lewandowski. What has followed is Müller's richest vein of goal-scoring form since the start of the campaign. The 31-year-old, often referred to as a Raumdeuter, has already scored 9 goals, a feat he could not achieve for the past 4 seasons despite making at least 29 appearances during each season. The arrival of Leroy Sané from City has also sparked healthy competition for places among the squad. There's a clear message from the coach, and Kingsley Coman has started to deliver more than he did near the end of the last season. The revival of Alphonso Davies' form, just at the right time when David Alaba is reportedly looking to leave Bayern, could also be associated with the new manager at Munich. The 20-year-old Canadian left-back is showing great maturity and tactical intelligence to adapt to the new manager's tactics. Joshua Kimmich has already become a cult hero at the club merely for the passion he shows. The 25-year-old midfielder is regarded by the coach as a player who embodies the Bayern spirit in a true way. Lewandowski, on the other hand, is in the form of his life and edging closer to surpassing Gerd Müller's 40-goal haul in the German top flight this season. The Polish striker fell short with just 6 goals to emulate Müller's 48-year-old record last season after bagging a total of 34 league goals in 31 league appearances, but it looks like Lewandowski could break the historical record this season, having already scored 23 goals in just 17 appearances this season. So, coming back to the discussion where it all started, how can Bayern add perfection to the already established squad in their hands? A lot of questions need to be asked if the defending champions need to retain their image as one of the most feared teams in Germany and beyond. And now it's time for the decision makers at Munich to improve the squad planning for the coming years. This summer, Bayern are expected to be on the offensive in the transfer market. The Bavarians will launch an assault on several prime targets, which would see some players coming in and a few going out. Alaba's transfer would be our first talking point. The Austrian defender has highlighted his desire to play elsewhere after refusing an extension to his current contract at Munich. English Premier League club Liverpool and Spanish giants Real Madrid are front-runners to sign the 28-year-old defender, according to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano. Yes, we mentioned 5 clubs interested in David Alaba, and I can confirm that around 5 clubs contacted his agent. So, as a top free agent, Alaba was hearing from many bids. His priority has always been Real Madrid. The best bid, talking about from an economical side, was from Liverpool. They made an important bid to sign Alaba. Bayern are reportedly interested in signing RB Leipzig's Dayot Upamecano as an alternative to Alaba, but the Bavarians must trigger a €42.5 million release clause in the 22-year-old French defender's contract if they're to proceed with a transfer in the summer. The Munich club might turn their attention to Villarreal's left-footed Pau Torres if they're unable to land Upamecano, knowing that adding another right-footed defender could be an excess purchase since they already have players like Niklas Süle and Jerome Boateng. Or they can sign a left-back as a backup to Alfonso and play Lucas Hernandez as a central defender. Bayern are eyeing different options and could land either Reading's Omar Richards or Luca Netz from Hertha Berlin, but the German outfit will only consider this option if they can convince Boateng to extend his stay at Munich. With Boateng's contract set to expire in the summer, the Bavarians will be left with no other option but to sign an experienced and solid central defender. In Upamecano, Bayern would be getting a reliable, Bundesliga-proven centre-back who's accustomed to the rigours of a high-line and high-pressing system and can hold his own against both Niklas Süle and Lucas Hernandez. Speaking of Upamecano's transfer, Bayern CEO Karl-Heinz Rummenigge confirmed the club's interest in signing the player. "We will of course deal with it, not only with this player but in principle, on the positions where we want to do and have to do something. In the time of Corona, the money situation is also an important factor." Bayern are also looking to offload Javier Martinez, whose contract runs out in June 2021. The 32-year-old, who helped the Bavarians win the Super Cup final against Sevilla, will reportedly return to Athletic Bilbao this summer once his contract expires. Corentin Tolisso is another player who will be reportedly leaving Munich this summer. The club have no intention to extend his contract, which runs until June 2022. Landed in the summer of 2017 for a sum of €41.5 million, the 26-year-old has never managed to cement his position in midfield. Tolisso's situation has not gone unnoticed in Italy, where Inter Milan and Antonio Conte are interested in his services, according to La Gazzetta dello Sport. The Munich club have identified Borussia Mönchengladbach's Florian Neuhaus as a perfect replacement for departing midfielder Martinez and Tolisso. The 23-year-old has a €40 million release clause in his contract, which kicks in next summer. Neuhaus has recently made his way into the Germany national team after impressing in the German top flight with 5 goals and 6 assists in 25 games so far, but Bayern face stiff competition for the player's signatures from Tottenham and Borussia Dortmund. According to Sky Sports, Bayern may raid Mönchengladbach for Dennis Zakaria if they cannot land their primary target Neuhaus. The highly rated Swiss midfielder has reflected on being linked with the Bavarians. As a player, if you read that Bayern are interested in you, it shows that you are doing well at your club, but I'm really not thinking about my future now, Zakaria told Bild and continued. But irrespective of which midfielder they sign, he will have to fight for a place in the starting lineup with Kimmich and Leon Goretzka. Last but not least, Bayern eventually need to find a long-term replacement for their star striker Robert Lewandowski. Although he remains very effective in front of the goal, the Polish striker will turn 33 in August. The backup striker position behind Lewandowski has a couple of players who've not been able to sustain the role. For instance, Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting, who failed to make a mark after joining from Paris Saint-Germain last October, and the 19-year-old Joshua Zirkzee. Both the players are surplus to requirements at Munich, with the latter set to go out on loan during the winter. Juventus and Everton are keen to take the player on a loan spell initially with a view to making the transfer permanent. And to be honest, Erling Haaland looks like the only player in the world right now who can fill the boots of Lewandowski. The Norwegian striker has become a global star after enjoying a ridiculously prolific season, and his future is looking very bright. Bayern have raided Dortmund in the past, and it wouldn't surprise the world if they did it again, but the Bavarians may have to beat the likes of Manchester United and other European clubs for the 21-year-old signature. So, Haaland could certainly become Bayern's next big signing, but it depends on a lot of factors whether it will happen sooner or later. All in all, expect Munich to make a big move in the coming months in order to find a long-term replacement for a striker who's going to retire a legend once he's bored of scoring goals for fun.